Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I've got 3 videos I've done some nail art on, and then I thought what I'd do is I'll make key rings out of them. So here's my first one. So this one is for my mum. She loves her dog, and I'd thought of ones for my daughters, but I couldn't think of one for mum, but now I thought of one. So what I did was I got a tip and I painted it white, and then I put a matte top coat over it, and then what I've done was I've just put some blue water inks from Model 1s, and then I added a bit of green. So what I did was I just put loads of ink on, and then I got my brush, dipped it in some acetone, dabbed off like the excess, and then I just sort of played around with it really until I was quite happy with it. I moved it about. So now that I've been playing with them a bit more as such, I'm a bit happier with the way that I've started to use them a bit better. To be honest, I've got to really practice with these things. But yeah, so I just shift it about, and then if you're not happy, you can always just add some more. I was starting to become quite happy with that look, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah, I was enjoying it, doing it. And these videos, when I put them all together before I edited it, it took 81 minutes. But then I've cut them down and I've sped them up because I don't want to bore you that much. So I've added a bit of green, just putting it about like I would do with the blue, and I've just like moved it about a bit. I've left it in some places a bit green, and in other places I've washed it away a bit, but I was quite happy with this look. I didn't want it too much in your face as colour, because I don't know, I just thought I'd make it a bit subtle, like a bit subtle for my mum really. And when I have been able to do her nails in the past, she wouldn't wear any bling. She doesn't like glitter, she doesn't like bling. Oh, it took me an effort to get her on for Christmas, I tell you. It was an absolute effort, but I done it. Anyway, so yeah, I just put on some more. I washed off a bit too much green there, so I think I added a bit more green. And then you just push it about until you're happy with the look. And once you're happy with it, you just wait for it to dry completely. And then when you put your top coat on, you just put you don't push the brush down, you just gently glide it over. You don't want to smudge all that stuff that you just done. So I'm using my A&A glitters, and I thought I'd put a bit of base coat on because it will stick nicely to the base coat. So to be honest with you, you know what, I've done this a few days ago, so I can't quite remember what I did. I can't remember the glitter, but what I do is I'll find out what it is, and then I'll put it in the description box below. So you just give it a thin layer of base, and then you just pick up your glitter. Oh, I think it was Mylar Flakes, from what I can remember. I think it was Mylar Flakes. You just pick up your glitter, and you just put it wherever you want it, really. What's that actual glitter? I can't remember. I tried to do a swoosh, like an S. Like, Super Nail. Super Nail. Yeah, so I'm just putting it on wherever I want it, and once I'm happy with it, I just bake it under the light, and then I top coat it and get ready. I matte top coat it because this is what I'm going to do. See, I play with some art. I quite like those. I'm going to put that puppy on it. That puppy is so cute. Right, so that's what it looks like, top coated, matte. And when I put, if you notice, when I put the iridescent flakes on, it's sort of like pushed the ink away. It's like in that blue bit just up there, it's like the ink's been pushed away. So I'm using my Natalie Mugridge fine, extra fine, ultra fine detailer brush, and then I'm just using some ink paints, black ink paint from Model 1s. So what I did was I drew this on the tile first off a picture I found on Pinterest. I can't remember where it was. I'll have to find out that. And then what I did was I drew it faint. Every time I drew a piece, I drew it quite faint, and then I baked it under the light for 10 seconds, just flash cured it, just to hold it into place, because I found it easier that way to be able to just do a faint outline, make sure I was happy with it, and then flash cure it. Because then once I'm happy with my outline, I just go over the whole entire puppy with the black to make it thick and a bit more prominent. But I was so happy with the way this looked, and my mum doesn't even know that I've done it. But I've got to get the key ring things, the chain and the loop, and then what I'll do is I'll see, when you make a mistake, you just wipe it off with a bit of rubbing alcohol. what I'll do is I'll put a blob of clear out acrylic on the back, and then I put the chain in it, let it set, and then I put a little bit more on the top of that just to make sure it stays into place. I was quite happy with the way this puppy turned out. I've got to practice more hand painting though, but I've got to try and find something that I think's easy for me to do. And I thought, well, this puppy's quite easy. He looked pretty cool on the tail. Didn't he look so sweet on the tail? But I didn't fit his tail in because it's a little bit too big, which is fine. It's not a problem because the image was a hand drawing of a dog, a puppy, with a blanket, pulling a blanket or a towel or something. But because it was just an outline, it was just, that's what it looked like. So I was quite happy with this. I just thought, yep, once I've finished drawing it and I was happy with it, I just go over it and make the line thicker, just a little bit thicker, just so that you can see what the actual image is. And to be honest with you, I was so happy with this. And when you watch nail videos and you see people doing art on nail videos, like Kirsty Meakin, she does such intricate pictures. You don't realise how tiny the actual image is because it's on someone's nail, and you don't realise how small that actual image is. And it's like, ah! But I was happy with this, very happy with my little pup. And then I thought, once I was finished and happy with it, I thought, I'm going to push the boat out a bit. I'm going to start writing. This took me ages. I mean, to do this one nail tip, I think it probably took me, to do the art, maybe altogether, could have took me like 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes to do all of the art. Because every time I went to try and write the S, it just wouldn't work. So I kept on clearing it off. I'm finding it really difficult to try and do an S with I'm just finding like that swirling over movement. I was trying to see if I can do C's and stuff. I actually managed to do it in the end, but it took me a long time. I think I must have wiped it off like 4 or 5 times before I actually was like, yeah, I'm happy with that one. And once I was happy with it, I just baked it. Give it a quick flash cure under the light just to hold it into place. And then once I was happy with it, I just wrote Snoopy down the tip, which was, you know what? I must say so myself. I'm really pleased with these nails. They turned out really nice. I know my mum's going to love this. You know, she does love her pup, and we all love her pup as well, because he's an absolute beautiful little dog, but I might have said it previously, he's disabled, so he's not like normal dogs. He doesn't really he'll bark if he hears a noise outside, but that's the limit to his barking. He's frightened of anything that comes near him mechanical, regardless of whether it's a car, a bicycle, a buggy, roller skates, skateboard, anything like that. He's terrified of that. He doesn't like mum's wheelchair. He doesn't like mum's walker. He's the beautifulest dog. He's absolutely so loving. But when people see him, the way he is, he's very submissive. Very, 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 very submissive. Because of the problem within his brain, he's just a very submissive dog. So you go up to touch him, especially if I'm walking him down the road, and I go to touch him, he cowers. Look at that, it's so amazing. He cowers, but it's not because you're beating him, it's just he's like that. He's a very submissive dog. But then when my daughter brings her dogs around to my mum's house, it's like a switch changes in his head, and he's got to eat his food properly and act like a dog. It's the weirdest thing. He's a beautiful dog. He walks in circles as well. He can't walk in a straight line very well unless he's absolutely concentrating on something. He'll walk in a circle. I think one day I'll make a little video, a little montage of my little pup. He's such a beautiful little boy. He's the best pup ever. He's not a pup, he's an old man now. He's like 9, 10. But he's the best dog ever. He's beautiful. So, getting back to the video. What I'm doing here is I put on some Model 1's rhinestone gel. This stuff sticks like concrete. It ain't budging. I tell you something, I had crystals on, Swarovskis. I'm at work and they stayed on. It took me ages to actually take them off. So you can see it on my finger there. It took me ages to get them off because I put them puppies in well with this stuff. Is amazing. So I put on the gems and I'm like, I quite like that because my mum won't wear gems, but she likes these. These aren't Swarovskis. These are greeny pink gems that I got from Nailsugar. Now, from what I understand it, she hasn't got any at the moment on her site, but she's actually trying to source some new gems from what I can understand. But these are gems that I got from Nailsugar, but you can get these sort of gems probably anywhere. Just look on websites that do glitters and things that will do crystals. You don't have to be a Swarovski, just be a lovely rhinestone, and that's what these are. They're lovely rhinestones. They are really shiny and everything. I love them. So I thought, let me just clear up the glue because I didn't want it sticking around, and I thought, you know what, Mish? You know what I'm going to do? I've had these for about, oh my God, absolute donkey's years. My daughters went to America a very long time ago, I must add, maybe about 8 years ago. And they brought back some nail stuff for me because this is when I was first into nails. And she brought me back some caviar beads. And then I saw this, look, Mayu, whatever they're from, Superdrug. I bought these caviar beads, I had them. I've had these caviar beads for so long. And this is literally the first time they've ever seen daylight and been used. And I must have had them about 5 years. So what I did was I just tipped some out. And at first, what I thought I'd do is I'd just pick them up and I'll put them in the little gaps of the gems, just to fill up the gaps. So I'm putting them in, I don't know if you can see me, I'm putting them in. And I'm like, I put on quite a few, actually, to be honest with you. I put them on and I'm thinking, I don't know, because I know this sounds really strange, but they're black and green. And my mum's not really into dark colours like black and green. So I thought, all right, you know what? Best thing for me to do is I'm going to be right weird. And I'm going to wipe all that off that I just stuck on. And then I'm going to tip out more and then just pick out green ones because Mum loves green and blue. So I thought I'd just pick out the green ones. So I'm here and I'm faffing and I'm trying to get them. Never used caviar beads before and they're doing my head in. And I'm like, as I'm doing it, I'm like, Mish, this is looking pants. Just, you know, stop. Just start doing something else because I didn't like the look of it either. Because to be honest, the black looked like sesame seeds. It's awful. I don't know, Mum, if she put her glasses on, she'd be like, why is there sesame seeds on? So I thought, okay, you know something, let's just start again. So I pulled it right off, started again, and this is it, in green. That took me ages. Right, if you like this video, please give me a like, hit the notification bell and a thumbs up, and I shall see you in my next video. I'll see you later. Ta-da!